So they were talked about, he works out in the same gym in Slovenia every year. And he goes back to it every year. And if we can put it up on the screen, the facility, which is located in the town where Doncic has vacationed every summer since he was a teen, didn't have weights until earlier this month.
What?
When he had dumbbells, barbells, and weight plates and med balls trucked in. So here's my takeaway.
He hadn't lifted weights.
It was not in the summer, he just balls. You know what I mean? So it is, they're obviously different body types, but it's very Kevin Durant-ish. Which was Durant, I'm not saying Durant never lifts weights. That's not the point. I'm not taking I'm not knocking Durant.
But his body hasn't changed much.
And Durant, it was on the record a few years ago saying, listen, we all, paraphrasing, we all only have so many hours in the day. I'd rather spend my time working on the court. And then he said, he's like, Bron spends all these hours in the gym working on his body. I want to work on my game.
Right.
And that's a legitimate philosophy. I'm not saying one's necessarily better than the other. But the fact that the gym Luka goes to every summer, he was just there just actually playing basketball and training that way was noteworthy to me. You know that I thought the narrative flipped too far in the negative direction on Luka. He did have, by his standards, a down season.
Yep.
But 1 year ago today, nobody thought Anthony Edwards was better than him. Nobody thought Shea was better than him. And now and by the way, Ant had a very, very good year. Shea won the championship.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
It's fair now, but my point is, it was what is now conventional wisdom was no one's opinion just 1 year ago. So it's like, okay, why did he have a down year? And it's like, suffered the most major injury of his career and got traded. And maybe did he, after averaging 34, 9, and 10, making the finals, you know what I mean? And then going, kind of feel
Rest
like,
on his laurels.
right, just feel like, man, I got this. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, but the idea that we were post-prime Luka, I always thought was a vast overreaction.
So, this is so fascinating because Luka's body has changed. Now, there's really 2 main things to look at this from. I mean, he is he is skinny looking right now. Okay? It almost looks wrong. I mean, this might be the better image. And I'm so fascinated to see what this does for his game, because his style of play and how he plays is a big-bodied guy. Luka's obviously great. He's a beast, but so much of his game is also it is his size. It's not that he plays bully ball in this traditional sense, like how LeBron can be like a freight train, or obviously like back in the days with Shaq or something. But there is something for anyone who's played with guys that were as big as Luka, it's just their size and strength. It's just harder to defend, even just when they're shooting. They're just so solid, and they just take up so much space and so much weight that it is different. And someone like a KD, who's obviously really skinny, it's different though. KD's so light on his toes and so twitchy and springy that it's just, and taller, that it's just, and so fast that it's just different. He can get away with being that thin. I don't 100% know if Luka can. That's what's going to be really fascinating to me, because it's not now Luka will be lighter on his toes because he weighs less in his size. It's there'll be some of that, but it's still different, because if this was Luka's more natural playing weight, in a lot of ways, he would have been in that. He would have naturally thrived at that weight in a lot of ways, honestly. Unless he was truly addicted to eating and stuff, right? He just truly was, addicted to a more unhealthy lifestyle, which is possible. That is possible. But I'm fascinated to see this. I really am. I have no strong take of this is going to be amazing. He's going to be great now, and he's going to take over the NBA. Or it's this is bad. It's not going to work. He's going to be too light, and it's just not going to, be complementary to his style of game. I'm looking at this more of just an outsider looking in, and I'm just fascinated. I really, really am. I'm just fascinated. And again, when we see other players who are smaller and lighter, like an SGA, and like I said, KD, like, it's a different style of play. Like, it's like Luka's game would have to it would evolve, and it would look fundamentally different than what we've seen over the years. And again, that could either be better or worse or just different, right? It could be different. It could be better on defense, some more rebounds, some more steals, some more blocks and assists and whatnot, but like a little bit less points, like driving more, less step, like less shooting. Like what I am confident in is that we're not going to see the exact style of play that Luka's been playing with, but he's just going to be a little bit thinner. And therefore, he's just going to be a little bit healthier, a little bit more energetic. I don't see how that's possible. I do not see how that's possible. Look at Shaq when he was a lot lighter early on in his career. And then when he gained weight, the style of play was fundamentally different. It was absolutely, positively different. So, I'm just fascinated by this. I mean, like you would think like this can't be real. Like this looks like, it reminds me of like when you're watching some cartoon, like a Family Guy with Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson, and like it's an episode where they like lose a lot of weight, and you're just like, oh my god, they look weird, they look different, and they don't look like the character that we know them to be. That's what this feels like. And so trying to imagine how Luka plays, but in this type of body, it's just, I'm telling you, it's just different. So I'm excited, man. I'm pumped for this because for the first time in a long time, like I actually genuinely don't know what to expect. And I know a lot of people are going to be confident. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, this, that, third. I promise you, no one knows. Seriously. The one thing that I am confident in is that his style of play will be different. But again, better, worse, like I got no idea. So I'm excited just to find out. And I'm excited to see if he maybe realizes, okay, this is great. I need to be lighter and not as big as I was at my peak in terms of weight, but I can't be this light either. I need, it's got to be somewhere more in the middle. Like that's definitely a possibility as well. A lot of times you have to just kind of meet in the middle. And so this might be kind of a process of having to figure this out a little bit. So also in terms of how much muscle he can keep, because it's a lot easier to gain the muscle in the off season rather than keep it while you're playing. Like it's playing basketball is so cardio metabolically intensive that your body doesn't want to hold on to that muscle. Because your body's like, no, we need endurance. We need to be a little bit lighter. We need to have less weight on us. And so it's just like seeing how well he maintains the muscle and like, again, keeping workouts throughout the season. Like I'm fascinated. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Luka? How do you feel about his body transformation? Did you think it was real when you first saw it? Did you think it was, somehow, Photoshop or something? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.